All right, my name is Rakita Underwood. I am the instructional designer and trainer for Thomas University. I do pretty much everything from training, of course, to course design, course checkups. I pretty much just manage the quality of the courses. So that is my main role. Some of you are new, so those of you who are just joining us, we are migrating from Blackboard to Canvas. So throughout the night, you'll probably hear me refer a lot to Blackboard just for the comparison. If you work at FSU, y'all had the luxury of migrating for about a year and a half, but we did it in about 6 months. So this is like the last leg to get everyone in and trained. That's kind of why we required the face-to-face, just so we know you got the training in since we was doing it in a short amount of time. Um, so anything you need within Canvas, you can always reach out to me or my partner Eric. He's more on the admin side, technical side, and I'm more on the training, how to, I can figure this out type of stuff. So if you go ahead and hop into Canvas for me, you should land on your dashboard. Everyone was able to get on the Canvas?
Yes.
Perfect. And when you log on to Canvas, you should have your sandbox. Some of you will have your courses for the fall, the master shells. I am going to add everyone now to the Canvas one-on-one training. All right, so everyone should have a course that appear with a cookie and some sunglasses. That's going to be your Canvas 101 course. You will always have access to this course even after we wrap up tonight. So anything that we go over, you can go back to this course to reference. All right. I have ran this training 13 times now. So if I start moving too fast or, after a while, I just feel like a robot, just jump in, ask questions, and slow me down, okay? All right, so hop into your Canvas one-on-one training course for me. You should have a broken heart. We're really not that sad to see Blackboard go. And click start here. All right, at the very top, if you have taught for us before, we pre-populate university policies, help, contacts, things like that for your course. With Canvas, we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be located in your pre-populated getting started module. So whenever you go into a course shell, it's already there for you. It's not something you have to create. With this getting started module, administration has added a few things for you to go in and update. So if you click course overview, this is going to be a short description. You don't have to write a long paragraph or book about your course. Just letting the students know what course it is, if you teach face-to-face, what days, what times, the location, all of that good stuff, okay? If it's an internship, maybe you'll have your intern information there. If you hit next, you have meet the instructor. It's all about you, a picture of you, and then just whatever information you want to share. I strongly encourage a video. Videos are super personal, but I understand that takes some people out of their comfort zones. So we're going to get there. So make sure you update this. The good thing is you can use it from semester to semester once you do it one time. Again, like I said, university policies is pre-populated. You will probably see this look differently in the coming months. I know they're in the process of updating the honor code and the procedures for it, but it's nothing you have to update or edit on this page. Same thing with contacts and student services. It's nothing for you to do on this page. Zoom. If you teach synchronous Zoom, at this point, you probably should know if you do teach synchronous Zoom, you can insert your link here. If you do not teach synchronous Zoom, do not delete it, just unpublish it. So making sure it's not published, okay? And then help. This has been one difference that my FSU folks have pointed out. We did purchase 24/7 Canvas support. So anytime you are working on your course and you can't remember how to post a discussion board or how to modify your quiz or access your quiz banks, you can reach out to Canvas support and they're kind of the buffer between the how to. You know, sometimes you'll email me, it may take me a day or two to respond. So they are there 24/7 for your support. You can reach out to them via phone, email, or live chat. Live chat is the quickest. This has been something everyone loves so far because they even follow up with you. So once you reach out to them, they say, hey, are you having any more issues? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. We also get those tickets on the back end. So I can go in on the back end and see if I have instructors reaching out to them to see how to post a discussion board. So we can then go back and train you to eliminate some of those issues. So they are a great resource. ProctorU is on a class-based schedule. So if your class has not been approved to use ProctorU, don't worry about it. If it has, reach out to us and we will teach you how to set up the information. I know some RCE courses may use it, so just reach out to us for that. Any questions about it? The main thing we do in-house are passwords. Canvas have nothing to do with your password to get on the Canvas or the portal. So those would be things that you will submit a ticket for in-house, and the submit a ticket link is here for you. Okay. So that's everything in the getting started. Like I said, it's pre-populated for you within any course shell that you are assigned to. All you have to do is go and update the course overview and then meet the instructors. Everything else is done. Good to go? Good to go. Perfect. Next, you have the knickknacks of Canvas. How to access Canvas. Canvas plays better with Chrome. It does not play well with Internet Explorer and Firefox. So the pages like display funny, some of the images don't come up. So if you are noticing that, make sure you are using Chrome, okay? It does fine with Safari. And it has an app. The app is 100% awesome because you can post announcements, post discussion boards, grade from the app. It's pretty much anything you can think of, your course will appear. That is a big change from us moving from Blackboard, especially the version in which we was on. So now that you have the app for Android, Apple products, and then any of your tablets. All right, so customizing your course list. I know if you're an adjunct, this isn't really a big deal just because you probably only have 1 or 2 courses on your dashboard. So they're easy to keep in line. But if you ever need to go back and reference this, it's here for you. I know if you teach multiple sections, you may want to color coordinate them because as we dive into like the calendar and stuff, you can kind of see where you may want that differentiation within your calendar. Notifications. If you do not update your notifications moving forward, anytime I put a training in or do something to the Canvas one-on-one shell, you are going to get an email. And I normally get fussed at for that. So make sure you update your notifications. Right now, it's kind of preset for you to get a notification for everything. And let's be honest, we don't need it for everything. So you can go into your account, update your picture, and then update your notifications. To the contrary, notifications are preset for the students. So they get notifications for every single, excuse me, unless they go in and change it. The likelihood of them changing it is slim to none. But that's one good thing in your favor. All right, so now we're back at the dashboard. We're gonna kind of talk through the dashboard and then we're gonna jump into our sandboxes or your master shells and kind of dive in and see what we can do tonight. So your dashboard, I love your dashboard. It's your holy grail. All of your courses appear on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, once the semester has started, a to-do list will populate for you. Your to-do list is anything a student has submitted and you have to grade. You haven't graded it yet, you need to grade it. That's going to be your to-do list. Your upcoming is going to be any assignment that's coming up in the next week. And then your recent feedback is any comment a student shoots back to you. So it actually appears, let me work with 2 tabs here. So as you see the screenshot, you see the to-do list right here. It appears like this. If only one student submitted, a 1 will appear here, and then the number will increase based on when and how many students have submitted. So we don't want to go on and grade 1 paper at a time. We normally wait for that number to accumulate. And so you can kind of get a quick scan by just logging on, checking out your dashboard, and see where you are in terms of grading. Upcoming, like I said, is noted here, and then recent feedback. You also have recent activity. A lot of the times as instructors, honestly, we don't use this view. We rather have the overall dashboard, so you don't have to go into each individual announcement or assignment. That's one perk of the dashboard. You don't have to go into each individual course. Any questions about your dashboard? Good to go. Downloading your class list. I know some people like hard copies, so the step-by-step directions are inserted here for you. I would walk you through it, but right now you don't have any students in your courses, so it's better when you have some students in there. All right, so now if you will open your sandbox for me and or your master shell, it's completely up to you which one you want to kind of work in or play in tonight. Keep in mind your sandbox, no one has access to your sandbox but you. The master shell, you and your division chair probably have access to it, but the likelihood of a division chair going into your master shell is slim to none. If you are fearful of messing something up, you may want to go into your sandbox. All right, so once you're in your sandbox, on the left-hand navigational panel, this is going to be our holy grail tonight. You are going to look for fouls. Fouls is probably grayed out. That is completely fine. If it's gray, that means a student cannot see it, but you can see it. It's like the hide, unhide option within Blackboard. So click fouls for me. Once you click file, somewhere in this right corner, you have an upload option. Click it, and then upload any file you want to for me, so we can use that later to build a module. Just a quick tip, I do suggest when you go into your course and start building and playing with it, it may be better for you to go ahead and upload all of your files. So if you have all the PowerPoints that you're going to use throughout the semester, I would suggest you go ahead and upload them, because you can use and build from there. If not, you're always going to have to go back and upload. If you have taught for us before, we try to migrate all of your information for you. So if you go into your master shell, all of your PowerPoints that you utilize in your course shell should be there. Of course, with migrations, a couple of things may not have went over, but we moved that content for you.
I have a quick question about that.
Uh-huh.
So I hadn't really been in and played with my courses yet, but teaching full-time, I have 4. I understand some of my stuff got migrated over, but I think I have at least 3 new textbooks. So did you go ahead and migrate all the old stuff anyway, even though I'm going to have to go in there and change it all?
Yes, we did. Just because we didn't want to dictate what you would or would not use. So anything old is in there. And old meaning we pulled from your last shell that you taught in. So if you taught that course in the spring, we pulled from that shell. If you taught it in the fall, we pull from that shell.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
No problem. I know, Scott, you're with Criminal Justice.
I am, yes.
Okay, and y'all are going to the Cengage Unlimited now?
I believe so. I talked to Chip about it last week, but I really hadn't gotten all of it yet.
So I think y'all are, but don't take my word as the Bible. And we are working on integrating that, but the content in it seems very similar. So this is definitely something to check out.
Okay, great, thanks.
No problem. Are we good to go on fouls? Perfect. If I move too fast, just let me know. All right, create an assignment on this left-hand side, and you will have an assignment option. It may be grayed out also. Click it. Go to the plus sign to add an assignment. And then I'm going to give you a second to kind of create an assignment. It don't have to be a real one, but check out your options. Check out the how-to. A lot of these, a lot of the things within LMSs are the same. So your assignment options are going to be the same. The good thing about assignments, you can always link a student back to a file or image or somewhere within a navigational panel with your options to the right-hand side. Are we good to go? Perfect. All right, so this is how you're going to set up your grade book. This is one of the most important things when people attend this training that they want to know. So the short way to do it, on that same assignment page, let me hop into a sandbox so I can do it with you. On the same assignment page, you're going to go to add group. And here's where you're going to put in those categories you have listed on your syllabus. So your research paper, your discussion boards, your case study analysis, whatever weights you have on your syllabus, this is where you're going to enter them. So for mine, I'm going to insert final paper, hit save, and keep adding your groups from there. All right, once you have all of your weights in, then you're going to go to the 3 dots at the very top. Go to assignment group weights. And then you're going to weigh final grade based on assignment groups. And here's where you'll put in your percentages. So if your assignments are worth 10%, final paper is worth 30%, just making sure it equals out to 100%. Good to go? All right. Create discussion boards on the left-hand navigational side. You're going to go to discussions. And then, of course, on the right-hand side, look for that plus sign. And then you are going to post your discussion board. Now, discussion board options are pretty much the same no matter what LMS you're using. Allow threaded replies, graded, things like that. One good thing about Canvas is you can break them up into groups, and you can either have the computer or the LMS divide them up, or you can divide them up. Again, if we migrated your content, then your discussion boards are in there. They probably just need a little facelift, a little cleanup. Ms. Carter, what course are you teaching? I know you're with humanities.
Yes, genre study, poetry.
Okay. So did he give you access to the master shell so you can see what was in there?
Yes, I got all of her last files, Dr. Simons.
Okay. Yeah, she's on sabbatical.
Yeah, she is.
I was like, oh, I need to steal that idea. All right. Good to go? Like I said, if I'm moving too fast, just let me know. Pages, they are the exact same thing as your content area in Blackboard. So a page is just that, an empty page. So what would you use an empty page for? You can insert videos, clips, any supplemental material you want to use as an aid for teaching that module, you will create a page for. This whole training, Canvas 101, is a bunch of pages just put into modules. And so to create a page on that left-hand navigational side, you would go to pages. And like I said, it's going to come up completely blank. So on that right-hand side, go add a page. Todd, are we doing okay? All right. Good to go? All right, so create modules, again, on the left-hand navigational side. Anything you need to create or update or edit on your navigational panel is going to take you there. So on that left-hand side, go to modules. Once you are where you need to be, go to the right-hand side and click a plus sign or add module. Todd, most of your courses are face-to-face, right? I think. Oh. So are all your courses hybrid or online? I mean, yeah, hybrid or online. Did you get access to your master shelves? So can you email Carl and get access to your master shelves? All right. Just so you don't have to completely start over. And if something is, yeah, I know. If something is missing and you need to go to Blackboard and pull it, you know, Blackboard goes away in 8 days. So I would email him today just in case something did not migrate over. But I do know. I enjoy talking to you this way, Todd. I feel like I'm on a blind date. On a Tinder date. All right. So creating the module. Good to go. All right, quizzes. Everything, unlike Blackboard, everything in Canvas is called a quiz. The way to differentiate it between your weights in your grade book is when you create it, name it test, and then it's an assignment group you have to put it in. So let me walk this one through for you so it will make sense. Go to quizzes on that left-hand navigational side. Go to add a quiz. And then this is where you put all that good stuff in there. But assignment group located right below quiz type is where you will decide if it needs to go into tests or if it needs to go into quizzes. Remember, this is where we went to add groups and set up our percentages. So if you have the two within your course, you have to make sure they're in that add group options with the percentages, okay? Makes sense? All right. Now, one thing we are working on is to filter IP addresses. Our lovely athletes like to get together, we know, and take their tests or quizzes for your class. So we are going to filter out the library, the cafeteria, the dorms, and the area, the practice area, where 2 students in one class cannot be at the same IP address taking a quiz. Now, if you don't want that option, then you won't click it. If you do want the option, once we set it up, make sure it's in there. When you hit search, all of them will appear here. We're still working on it. It should be set up by your first test. Our main focus right now is getting everything out of Blackboard. 8 days.
Figured I'd let y'all see me. Hi.
Hey, Todd.
I'm in shape today, so you know.
It's good to put a face to a name. Like, I emailed so many of y'all and never know who I'm really talking to.
That's right.
Good to go? Still doing good, Scott?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, perfect. All right. Next, you have your calendar. Let me make sure. I want to stay within this first because calendar takes us out. Oh, we are winding down. All right. So we can go ahead and look at our calendar. Next, you have your calendar. Anything that you assign a due date to will automatically sync to your calendar. Okay, a due date and a time will automatically sync. Even if you do not assign a time, that's fine. As long as you have a date in there, it will sync to your calendar. Also, it will sync to your student's calendar. So there's no way a student can say they did not know something was due. Between the calendar, their to-do list, your announcements that you send out, it's 101 ways for them to know what's coming up. So that is a really good thing. This is where I say you may want to color coordinate it if you teach the same course, multiple sections, because it all syncs to your calendar. So say you have 2 different sections and one's a little advanced and one is, falling a little behind, and your assignments may be a little different. You may want to color coordinate them, okay? And to do that, all you do is click the 3 dots to the right and your color options will pop up. Now, if you want to be super fancy, any color on the, what is that grid called with all the colors? I cannot think of it right now. But you can type in the code there and it'll pop up. So if it's like this particular green that you want, it'll pop up right there. All right, so the email I sent out about find appointments did not appear for you because you were not enrolled in Canvas 101. And now you should have the find appointment options right here below the calendar. Excuse me. Click it. Once you click it, Canvas 101 should pre-populate. Hit submit or okay, 102. And once you do that, all of my training dates should appear. So this workshop or training is broad. My goal tonight is just to walk you through the steps so you can start cleaning up your master course and building your courses. All the nitty gritty, the features we bought, like art media, things like that, are in the follow-up trainings that are not mandatory. So those are listed here for you to explore. If you go into August, that's when the bulk of the trainings are. We try to offer a lot of them before the first day of courses. Really, after the first day, you either got it or you don't. All right. So that's your calendar. Like I said, you and your students, y'all bond with this. If you require your students to meet with you to go over a research paper topic, or y'all have some type of touch base, they cheated on that paper and you need to chit chat with them. If you go to the plus sign and go to appointment groups, you can schedule a time for them to meet with you that you are available. That's how I set up the trainings. It's based on the scheduler. So you can set it up here, the date, the time, all of that good stuff, assign the course, and you are good to go. Hit publish and you are good to go. They appear like this. If no one has signed up, it appears grayed out. If someone has signed up, then it appears in color. All right. Next, we're going to have the grade book. I'm going to pull up a grade book from a spring course just because you don't have anything in your grade book now, so it's nothing for you to really see or do. Let me go. This is a spring course and all of the students were seniors, so they have graduated. So no FERPA laws. All right, so when you pull up your grade book, all your students will come up in alphabetical order by last name. All of your assignments will come up by due date. So the assignments that's due earlier in the semester is going to be first by last. Assignments that are due last will come up last. If you go to the screw and drop down, you have a gradebook history. You have hide student names that allows you to grade blind. The only thing about blind grading, if you have a paper or something for your students to do, we all require them to do a cover page so their name will appear there. So the system won't grade that out for you. And then arrange columns by due date, points, treat ungraded as 0. That may be a really good option for those of you who allow students to turn in assignments late or kind of have that flexible deadline, just so they'll know, hey, if you don't turn this assignment in, this is what your grade looks like. And these you don't really need, because once we drop them out your course, they should disappear. If you hover over the actual assignment, you have another drop down arrow. Assignment details, that's going to tell you what is due, when it's due, and what assignment group. Your speed grader, we're going to hop into that in a minute. But I love this feature of message students who. So students who have not submitted, the system will automatically message them for you. It doesn't go out as a group message. It goes out individually, but you don't have the tedious task of figuring out which students haven't submitted. It does it for you. So it will message students who, students' names pop up, and you can do your information, send out all your goodies. Haven't been graded yet, so we all fall behind on grading sometimes. So hey, I'm behind on grading, but I'll have your grades posted by Friday. Scored less than, hey, you scored less than 60. Are there any questions you have? Maybe you need to schedule a one-on-one chat. And then score more than. Of course, everybody loves a little praise email. So I love that feature. And then set default grades. So some of the ones where they automatically get points for is what you will use that for. And then mute assignment will not calculate the grade in their, will not calculate the grade into their percentage until you unmute it. So those are your options. So if you go to your speed grader, no submission. Let's go to someone who submitted. All right, no one submitted. Let's go back. All right. All right, so this is the discussion board. If you're grading a discussion board, if you post a comment here, no, it will not go to the discussion board. You have to click view this full discussion board, and it will appear here, and then you can respond within that, okay? If a student has submitted something, a check mark would come up. If you have not graded it, but they have submitted it, a yellow circle comes up, and the students who have not submitted at all will show gray, their grade out. I do like how at the very top, you have their average within your course and then whatever you give them on that assignment. You can also provide feedback via audio, voice recognition, so talk to text pretty much, video, and then video feedback. I always push for that. I'm just saying. And then attach a file. One last thing I want to point out is how you can annotate within the LMS, so you don't have the tedious task of downloading the paper, annotating, and then uploading. So if you go, trying to go to an actual writing assignment, because the option only comes up when you have them submit a Word doc or a doc upload. So to annotate, your options are selection, so it lets you select whatever area you want to leave a comment. Point annotation and we draw an arrow there for that comment. Highlight annotation, it will highlight it, of course. I think you actually get to choose the colors. I'm trying not to touch this gray book too much. Free text, that means you'll just type whatever you need to type in whatever area you need to. Straight through. This is more so for my poetry lady, if you want to mark up that poem. And then free draw and selection. So if you see here, she used the area annotation for this. She pretty much used the area annotation for her comments, and this is how it will appear. This is good for you too, Todd. Good to go? Perfect.
Are we going to have access to the Safe Assign or anything like that we've had Turnitin or that what we've had in the past?
Yeah, so Turnitin is the only one we have now, and it's already embedded for you. August 1st, we will start sending out daily emails on the directions for stuff like Turnitin, how to utilize that, how to copy your course into your live shells. So we have those directions we'll push out.
Okay, thanks.
We said we'll wait till August because everyone's still on summer break. All right. Gradebook. You can email your students via the LMS, but keep in mind our students have Gmail accounts. We have Outlook accounts. So if you use the inbox feature here, let me hop into. So if you use your inbox feature here, the Canvas system will send a prompt to the student email that says, hey, you got a message, and it will show a clip of the email. But in order for them to respond, they have to click it and it redirects them back to the LMS. So everything is housed within the LMS. It's not like you can message from here and it goes to your email or the student's email. It's housed within the LMS. That makes sense? Cool. Sent items go here, submission comments, all of that good stuff, and you can break it down by courses. Announcements, your options for creating announcements are completely the same when you go to the announcement option. One thing that I love is how you can direct your students within your announcements. So, let's see. Like for new faculty orientation, it's completely up to you how you do your announcements, but I was able to provide them step-by-step what they needed to get done that week and send them there. So it said, number one, complete the meet and greet discussion board. If you click meet and greet, it takes them to the discussion board that they have to do. Next was start module 1. It links there. It takes them to module 1. So if a student is doing any of your work on their phone and you list it out in like an announcement or hyperlink there, they don't have to go through 101 different clicks. It can take them straight there. Good to go? All right. Send what your students see. Of course, as we are setting up our courses, we're trying to see if we got the right stuff grayed out, the right stuff published. So if you go to settings on this left-hand side and go to student view right here on the right-hand side, it will outline your screen purple. So you can see exactly what a student can see in your course. If you are working on your modules or your assignments and you're not quite ready for your students to see it, or you're not ready for it to release, instead of having this green check, just click it and it turns black with a slash through. Then it's unpublished. That means they cannot see it. When you are ready to go, just click it again and it turns green. Green is go. If it's not green, that means no one can see it but you.
Is there a way to do that for the entire course?
Yes, we're going to do that next.
Sorry.
That's fine. But even if you do it for the entire course, you have to make sure your modules are green.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then for the entire course, if you go to your home page, then you have the unpublished and published at the top. Has to be green. So if a student the very first day said they can't see your course or your course not appearing, your course is probably not published. Of course, we automatically release your courses. I think we're going to do it the Friday before the first day, but still, if your course is not published, then it won't be released. So you'll see we'll send out plenty of emails that say publish your course, so you'll be reminded to publish it. All right, so that is pretty much everything that you need to get started. That's the nitty gritty. I know it's a lot of information at once. It's a whole lot of me talking to you. So the best thing now is to go in and start playing around in your course, so you can kind of see what you need to clean up with, what you're not sure about. But are there any questions for me? All right. Keep in mind, you do have Canvas support. So always go to the help and hop into your Canvas support. If you have any of those how-to questions, you always have access to this Canvas one-on-one training. So all the snapshots and guides are in there for you to reference. And like I mentioned before, come August 1st, you will get 1 email per day from me that tells you different how-tos, so you're not lost in the sauce when it's time to get started, okay? All right, so I'm going to hang out until the last person jumps off, but if there's no questions, you're free to go tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.